Guys, this is Nightmare Fox, and today I'll be teaching you guys how to animate using Source Filmmaker, how to get Source Filmmaker, how to make posters, animations, and stuff like that. So, yeah, in this video I'm going to be talking about how to make a poster. If I can't make an entire poster in today's video, then I'll just make a part 2 of this and continue on what we're doing. So first I'm going to teach you guys how to get Source Filmmaker. I got a lot of questions of how to get Source Filmmaker, where do you get it from, if it's free or not. So first of all, you're gonna need to download Steam. Once you download Steam, you should go to Steam and look up Source Filmmaker. Source Filmmaker, you don't have to worry about buying anything. There's no extra things to buy. Another thing about Source Filmmaker, the minimum is Windows 7. So if you have like a Windows 7, best not to animate there. Best like get a Windows 10 like what I have. The processor is like no, you need like 2 GB of memory. You need at least a GeForce, which is like one Intel core, but I have an Intel Core i3, so it really works really good for me. You need at least 15 GB of space. That's how much you need for download. And yeah, once you get Steam and SFM, you should be able to get a little icon right here. It usually takes like 2 or 3 hours to download. Does take a while, but doesn't, it's worth it. SFM is very nice, so go and download this app. True. That's another thing. Be careful. There might be some inappropriate things in SFM, but you won't find it in the workshop of Source Filmmaker. You'll find it in SFM Lab if you're interested in doing stuff like that. But I recommend you don't do it. It's kind of weird. But if you want normal stuff, you best get it here, I think. Not sure what this is. Anyways, let's go into Source Filmmaker and teach you guys how to use it. SFM will take a while to load, so don't expect it to instantly turn on, like instantly to load. It's still beta. They don't want to continue working on it. Now, this is gonna be this is where Source Filmmaker happens. You know how you animate, do stuff. We're gonna call this file name. What should I call it? YouTube poster. Why not? Anything else? The way I usually make posters is frame rate 24, create. Now this is what your Source Filmmaker should look like right now. No map loaded with oh, hold on. Some things are being updated, so give me a second. Okay. Now before we download a map and teach you guys of everything, let me show you what Source Filmmaker is like. This is the time frame for all the time you want to do. If you want to split time, press B. And if you want to fix that, right click and merge clips. Down here is where you get music. You unlock, right click, add clip to track, and here's all the songs you got or anything you downloaded. User mod. Usually put all my songs in user mod.
Woke up this morning with a gun to my head.
Down here is where all the effects are, to make your animations or posters look a whole lot better. I usually use engine post effect. Sorry that I sound really bad and talking. Not really good in explaining stuff. Over here is the to be honest, I really don't know any of these names. I just press on them and use them because I know how to use it. But here, not sure what this is called. But here's the animation editor where you get to animate. Same here, but it's a little bit more trickier. I recommend using this part. Now let's download a map. You right click on the screen and load map. I usually use the fnaf4 map because it has a really good black void. I lost my black void a long time ago. Don't know what happened to it. Let me show you what I mean. When it's loading map, it's best not to left click because otherwise it's gonna this is what happens. It's not gonna respond, but don't worry, it's not gonna lag out or anything. It's still gonna load, and this look is back to normal. Well, this is the FNAF 4 map that you just downloaded. You see nothing because the lights are off or disabled. And the lights are enabled. What you're gonna do right now is right click, enable lighting so it could be turned off, and turn on and download a camera by left clicking on the plus sign and downloading new camera. Once you've done that, left click on the camera and drag it to your screen. If I'm going a bit fast, you could always pause the video if you want to, or if you're on speed like me, then just continue watching it and like constantly watch it over and over. We're gonna make a simple poster of Nightmare Foxy, doing something. Hmm. My character, yeah. Like what some people call an OC. Um, oh, I almost forgot to explain this. To download models or any particle effects and lights, you left click, press here, press on what you want, and this is where you download models. So this is what I'm gonna do to download my Nightmare Foxy model. I search up Hector MKG, scroll down, and the third one should be it. Now then, this is your first camera for everything to be shown. Don't think that's all the cameras you got. You also have work camera to work on your projects, which is why it's called work camera. Now, when you press control, you see all these bones. You left click on it and then let go of control, and then you got these controls on it. I usually to access the other controls like rotation, um whatever this is, and mouse, I think, I don't know. You press E for rotation, R for screen, which I just learned right now, W for globe move, and this. I recommend using this for like rotating, obviously. But if you want to move things, you move it with this. You could also move things with this, but it's a little bit more complicated. I prefer using this, and I recommend it. Now then, we're just going to make a simple poster. You control, left click, press E, and lower down the arm. To make them look like a good pose, it's best that you move also the forearm, which you know how to by pressing control, left clicking, and then like letting go of control once you have it. You have to move. In SFM, to make animations look pretty good, you need to make all the bones move. But then it can look really good. The way I make my model is basically I remove the tongue, take away the hook, and put a hand. And sometimes if I really want to add more stuff, I just put a hat and a scarf, which looks really nice, for my opinion, I think. If you ever want to make animations that talk, is you go to controls, press controls, go to jaw, and then move it up and down for if you want to do songs like or anything that has to do with talking. Yeah. Another thing you could do in a Source Filmmaker is you can go over here to the animation set editor. You can look for bones that you can't find here because I couldn't find eyes. So you click it here and there's the eyes. There's another thing that I do is where I press control and have two bones connected, so I could be moving two of them at the same time. Another thing you gotta do with FNAF models is always have the ears moving. You can't have the ears like posed straight. Otherwise it looks like a basic animation. And you do not want that. What I'm doing right now is having Nightmare Foxy have his hand up To pose hands are pretty simple for me. Sometimes it's a little complicated with the thumb, but I'll teach you guys that in a minute. First, I'm going to teach you something really cool with the fingers. You go to animation set, you look for fingers, you press the plus sign, and then look for the thumb fingers. As you can see, when you press on a model, when you press one of the controls, you can see that there's a line over it. What I do basically to speed up my poster making or animation making, I press on the bone, I press control, count two, 1, 2, and then press again. 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. For then I can have all these fingers to able to move at the same time. It works. It doesn't always work for all models, especially at the fingertips of this model. It doesn't work. Kind of bends off a bit. Let me show you. See what I mean? It's best that you do all the fingers and then start bending them manually. And you also gotta have each finger separate. There we go. The middle finger is always the one that's for, more higher, so it's best you lower that if you're gonna have it like this. Always keep your fingers separate to make them look good. The ring finger is a little bit more higher, but it's not too higher. And the pinky's the highest, or if it's like this way down, then it's the lowest. The thumb. The thumb can be a little bit tricky, but if you look at your thumb and see how it's posed, then you can just easily copy from that. What you do basically is raise it up, move it to the side, then press Control, go to the valve bip finger 1, click on it, raise it, and do the same thing for the top. And just like that, we got ourselves a simple, nice poster. Looks nice, but we're not done. Now we go back to the motion editor, I think it's called. We right click on effects and add clip to track. Add engine post effect. Press OK. Once you do that, it's going to change your screen to looking white. It's okay, nothing bad happened. What I usually do is take away no noise for nothing could be in the background. And to make my animations look a bit more black and white, I go to distortion, press 0, dot, and then I put a number over it, whatever looks nice. And yeah, it looks kind of black and white. That's how I made this is the end collab part for MacTrap87, which made it look real nice. Now, what you're gonna do now is right click and enable lighting, so it becomes black. Now you can't see anything now, but all you gotta do really is either press this or right click for new camera light. Now what I usually do for lighting is I tone down the map scale, and this is something I do nowadays is turn off bloom scale for nothing can be glowing like the teeth or the eyes or any metal parts, you know what I mean? I turn it down, not so much. That's how I did other stuff. Now right, let me explain to you lighting. To raise up brightness is intensity. For the this doesn't do anything. To increase or decrease size, you get your mouse and scroll in and scroll out. Same thing here. Now here's the best part about lighting. You can make the shadows look like this. It's pretty cool, right? Here's your color. Red is blue, green is purple, blue is yellow, and if you mix blue and green, you make red. Green with red, you make dark blue, and red with blue, you get a green. And if you mix all colors, you get black. Alpha doesn't really do anything. I'm not sure. I've never tested it out yet. Best you lower down the lighting a bit. Go back to your effects and start editing it out how you want it to look. You could be following me or making your own poster, whatever you want. Now here's something pretty cool I learned about cameras and lighting. Before we do that, I'm gonna download the Source Filmmaker logo because I want to add that. Do I have that? I don't think I have it. Well, I was planning to put it on the side here, so I can't find it. Oh well. Now then, download a new lighting and go to the back. Here's something pretty cool I learned. Most of you probably have used it before, but this is new to me, kind of new. What you basically do is right-click on the light, enable what's it called? Volumetrics, which makes it look like this. Makes it look like this. Kind of looks weird now, but if you adjust the brightness, can look pretty cool. And zoom it out a bit. Back it off. Now it looks kind of weird, but it's best you put a bit of color for it won't look too weird. Now that you got your poster done, now you go to cameras. To make it not blurry, look at this, kind of looks blurry. You go to focal distance and left click and drag it to the right. To have it on the model, for it won't be too blurry. Now let's see what it looks. Still looks blurry, so no. You gotta make sure it's on the model. Okay, now you change the aperture, which is how it makes the background look a little bit blurry. Looks pretty cool. Let's see. See what I mean? Looks pretty cool. Now we go to the SSAO bias. We raise it or lower it to make it look nicer. SS strength. I usually go that side. Trying to look nicer. We raise up the radius. There we go. Let's lower it down a bit actually. Yeah, that looks nice. Now then, to make posters, this is what I usually do. I go here, I scroll in to go into the lowest time. On my keypad, I press the left arrow and then I press B. Once you do that, you left click on this part and then right click and delete it. For then we could have a one frame. Oh that was close. But then we can just have one frame to make the poster. Poster looks nice. Now we save the poster. Now we save it somewhere, for then we could have it somewhere. Save it in pictures. I usually save it in camera roll. We save it. Now we export. We export it as an image sequence. We go to files. And it should be here. I've made a lot of posters, so I know what I'm doing. Where is it? Here it is. And that's how you make posters in SFM. In the next video, I'll be teaching you guys how to animate and how to export it to YouTube if you have any video software or you just want to upload it to YouTube itself. Alright, Bye.